Hey you guys, it's Braids and we're here with an update on Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Ken, Ryan, the never-ending kind of feud that these two are in. And again, as a reminder, they are fighting over a very stupid prize. But nevertheless, I had some thoughts. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so at the top, I wanted to share something that Gypsy Rose's little gal pal Brie had to say. She posted this TikTok and it says, Gypsy Rose Blanchard's choice to go private. I found it interesting, but she also shares that Ivory Rose Grows Wild, remember her? She was at the celebration for Gypsy. It's so crazy to me to see the transition that some of these creators go through. They just go out of their way to, it's not even like, okay, well, I have a different point of view and this is how I feel about it. It's just like they're caught, they're exposed, and then they just kind of like dive right into it. I think she looks like an absolute fool, and same goes for everyone else that is associated with Gypsy. But the fact with her is that she built an entire platform off of, giving tea because she lives close to Gypsy and made that her content, and now you're celebrating the murderer's birthday.
Birthday last night down the bayou. Per usual, the rumors are flying all around the internet, so let's get some things straight. Gypsy never said she was leaving social media. She said she was going private, and that's what she did. Now let's talk about Ken for a second. So yes, him and Gypsy are a couple, but they're also individuals, which means that Gypsy's allowed to want to be private, and Ken's allowed to want to be public.
I don't really care if Gypsy Rose wants to have a private social media page. The problem is that I personally do not like the idea of her collecting money off of any platform. If she wants to have a private page and not collect money off of it, fine. I hope that she's not posting her daughter for weird people to see. But that's not the problem. The problem is that she has put herself out there as if she wants to be some kind of celebrity after lying to everybody and saying that she wanted to be an advocate. And now you want to go private. So it's like, what she's trying to do here is still monetize, but also make sure that it's only people that co-sign her in these private pages. So I'm actually not mad at all about her having a private page. I would rather her post her stupid, boring content on a private page because I'm sick and tired of looking at her, to be frank. But I don't think that she should be allowed to monetize on any platform. And the people that are continuing to support her, I will say what I've said before, y'all need your heads checked, because what is wrong with you?
And that's okay, and that's what the situation is. So stop listening to the Sherlock Holmes of social media. Gypsy and Ken has not broken up. Gypsy told Ken she has no problem with him staying public, but she just asked that he would take off all her pictures because she wants to be private. It's that simple. They're still together, still going strong. Didn't y'all want her off of social media? Didn't y'all want her not to be public? I'm so sorry if not seeing her on social media but knowing she has one bothers y'all, but that's a you problem. Y'all have bullied this girl and validated her for over a year now. Hang it up. She's gone. But let me make this
Who
up.
has bullied her? Because you can't just put a blanket statement over all content creators and say that she was bullied by everybody. You're literally defending a murderer. So any crude comments that have been sent her way, let's also remember who she is and what she did.
Very clear. This was Gypsy's choice. This isn't something she did because of y'all. But if y'all want to think that y'all won, by all means. I know that y'all need the validation, so go ahead. But the truth is, she did this for her daughter because she cares more about her daughter than social media and being known in the public. She did this because all she ever wanted at the end of the day was a normal life. For all of you people who think that this is just what Gypsy wanted to come out and be famous.
Yeah, but if she always wanted a normal life from the get-go, then why did she come out and do press tours and allow Lifetime to give her a series where she was oversharing things with her personal life. Not one thing up until very recently has given the energy of, I want a private, calm life. She has created drama. She has bullied people. She has exposed Ryan Anderson's personal information numerous times. She has shamed people. She has embarrassed herself. And she has grifted all the way to the bank. Nothing about that says, I want a private, calm life.
You got her all wrong. Me and her have had so many conversations about this. And going private is something that she's been wanting to do now for, gosh, I think last October was the first conversation we had about it. And, you know,
wait till that money starts to run out. She will be back on social media. She's going to do this for a short period of time, and then she will be back because she knows that social media is going to allow her to continue to make money. It's that simple.
Social media has a way of like just bringing you, like just dragging you back in because it could be fun, you know, and it's not about getting attention all the time. It's just about, I don't know, it's just something we do. Most of the world has social media, you know? So now Gypsy can enjoy social media like the rest of us, but only with the people who want to see it and with the people that she wants to share her life with. So for the rest of you, move on. Just move on. And good luck to your content. I know it's going to be a hard transition, but I believe in you. You got this.
Well, I got banned from my live for talking shit about Ken, I guess. I mean, that's ridiculous. He can get on here and challenge me to a boxing match, but I can't talk about him or I get banned. Guys, I have a voice. I will use it. I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't promote violence.
But Ryan, trying to be fair in this situation, you didn't just say no to a boxing match. You invited him to come to your home so that you could fight him and beat him up. And yeah, social media is going to take that as a threat that's going to go into a box that you might not think is the right box for it to go into. But I will say what I have said for a while. Ryan Anderson, it's time to start to pivot your content. It's time. And, you know, for the longest time, I sat there and I was like, you know, it's his right. It was his life. Let him go off. Let him do whatever. I've defended him. I have said when Gypsy's been in the wrong. I've said when Ken's been in the wrong. But I will also say when Ryan is in the wrong. And don't act like you are just this, you know, innocent little bird sitting over here not saying anything. You were making it very clear that you wanted to basically kick his ass. And in another video, you said that you think that he deserves a whooping. So make it make sense.
Like, I said no to a boxing match, like, with that dude. Like, give me a break. You trolls are insane. Like, I didn't do anything wrong, number one. And I think it's funny that it's just ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, TikTok, that is ridiculous. I got banned for live for a week.
Ryan has a history of issues being everyone else's fault but his. It's an issue very similar to Gypsy, where he does not like taking accountability when there are so many other things that he could point the finger at.
Because of it, and it's insane. But whatever, I'll come back and still do me, whether they like it or not. But dude, you're such a baby. Such a baby. Your actions are a joke. And I got news for you, you're a joke. And you would piss your pants if I come around that corner. You know you would, baby. Titty baby. Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. Now there it is. There's my intro. That's my norm. That's my signature. That's my calling card. Pixie. I had to say it today, didn't I, baby? Huh? Yeah, didn't I? Sitting around the house watching Twisted Metal. Second season came out. Said I was going to do a daily video, so here he is. Some Ryan content. Look, I caused a bit of stir last night with the video I did after my live. I was mad. I got banned. And then somebody sent me a clip of somebody saying, expect a response video tonight from what's his face. And I can only imagine the BS that's going to come out of their mouth tonight. Oh my God, it's probably just going to, I mean, they've called me every name in the book. I'm a food hoarder. I'm this, I'm that. I'm a homophobe, which I'm not. I mean, they've released text to TMZ. I mean, what? Can only imagine my mind's been running. What's next? I'm a racist now. I mean, come on. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not. Knows I love everybody. I'm an empath. I care about other people's feelings. Maybe not that one person, but I have reason to dislike that one.
So is the one person Ken or is the one person Gypsy? Because he would absolutely go back to Gypsy if she came knocking. If she called him one day and said, I'm dropping everything, I want to, rekindle things with you, Ryan is dumb enough that all of the extreme embarrassment and shaming that she has done to him, that would all get washed away. And at this point, when we're talking about, expect a response video, someone said this, I don't think I'm alone in consuming this and thinking how cringy and immature and weird both of them are. The prize that they're fighting over is literally Gypsy Rose. Why are we putting so much effort and patience into going tit for tat? It would have been a better look if Ryan in the beginning came out, told his, perspective, was upfront, honest, left it all there, did one video, that's it. And maybe a live to answer questions. Do that, bury the hatchet, and move on with other content. Show us who Ryan is without Gypsy, without talking about all of that for literally a year now. It's morphed into this never-ending, immature, back and forth circus. And I'm sure Gypsy is loving this, but I think that social media has had quite enough of it.
Just a BS warning coming. I'm hoping it's not a snowstorm. I'm hoping it's not a blizzard effect. And he's a big fairy man when he's on that stuff, but is what it is. But just be prepared. BS coming your way. Hashtag Team Ryan. Pixie, say bye. Love you guys. Bye. This one girl keeps asking, is Gypsy pregnant? I don't know. Is she? I hope not. I mean, why don't you come knock on my door and find out how bad you are? And of course, it's got to be with boxing gloves because he doesn't want to get hit in the face. But I would leave a mark.
So this is what I'm talking about. Saying that you're going to hit someone in the face and leave a mark and inviting them to come to your home so that they can be assaulted by you, basically, because you think that they deserve it. That is something that is going to get you banned from going live for a full week. It is what it is. Acknowledge that you were doing something that you should not have been doing because you are overly emotional when it comes to Gypsy, obviously, and just take some ownership. It wasn't trolls. It wasn't anything but TikTok listening to the words that you were saying and not allowing it.
Let's go UFC style, man. Let's go UFC style. And also, in that video where he challenged me to a boxing match, he's clearly on something. I mean, dude, you don't sit there and grind your teeth and, be bobbing to music that's not there and, talking a mile a minute. And yeah, dude, you're clearly on something. And shame on you, Gypsy, for allowing him to do that in front of your daughter. I mean, come on, Gypsy, you're better than that. At least I thought so. But
I think we all know that Ken was doing something in that live stream. It's been dissected every which way. And yes, I agree with that. Do you notice how any opportunity he has to talk down about something that Ken is doing, he still takes the opportunity to put Gypsy up on a little pedestal. Like, oh, I thought you were better than that. This is wrong, but I thought you were a better person. I thought that you would have not allowed that. He's still taking chances to give her a pass. It's so bizarre.
Either she didn't know, number one, she didn't know, or she's just like, whatever, he's on vacation, or number three, she's doing it with him. But I'm hoping she didn't do that with the baby. I'm hoping. I pray that she didn't do that with her baby. But she shouldn't have that dude around her like that when he's on that shit. Number one. And I made a rule a long time ago, you don't fight dope heads. Okay? You don't fight people on dope. Number one, I don't want their blood on me. Okay? Nothing against them, but I really don't want that on me just because I don't. And, what's the point of knocking his teeth out? Because if he keeps doing what he's doing, they're going to fall out anyway. I mean, let's just be realistic. If he keeps doing what he's doing, they're going to fall out anyway. And he was clearly on something when he did that video. I love when people are like, oh, how do you know he was on something? Somebody just said, how do you know?
See, this is the whole thing. And this is, I'm going to try to not mention this again, but you're literally talking about the ways specifically that you're going to treat him, and you're saying that trolls got you banned. No, your words got you banned. The things that you were saying got you banned. Take some accountability. It would be a much better look to take some accountability than continue to dig your hole deeper, because honestly, it's for both of them, it's giving man-child in different ways.
Like, really? I know the symptoms. I know the signs. I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. And I will say this is it. He was like, he's sitting there saying, it's true. Like, dude, number one, were you there? Number two, he's like, sue me. Dude, for what? You ain't got nothing. Like, sue you for what? Everything you got because of Gypsy. You ain't got nothing. What am I going to go after? Your Jeep? That's probably in your mama's name? Like,
inevitably we'd have to deal with a caseworker. And so she came over, she interviewed us separately, toured our house, took pictures of everything, made sure. And I'm trying to watch my verbiage on this because I know there are a lot of things you can say to get banned or get your live kicked off. So words I would never say. They made sure, all of our pew-pews were locked up correctly and made sure that we didn't have any chemicals out and available. Just all the normal stuff.
Correct me if I'm wrong down below, but based on what I understand, if you're a felon, you should not be living in a home where these pew-pews are accessible by the felon. You have a murderer as a baby mama, someone who is set off at the slightest inconvenience, and you have pew-pews in your house. And of course he would say, oh, well, they're in a safe and she doesn't know the code or whatever. Guys, come on. Ken, you treat people as if they are so gullible. We know what's going on here. We know that you're, going skiing, and we know that obviously Gypsy is turning the other way. Now you're talking about CPS was involved with you guys a while ago, but we're talking about current day. We're talking about current day, you skiing, and you're talking about CPS investigated y'all months ago.
And then they, of course, tested us. And not only were UAs given, but hair was given. Okay. And just recently, as of a few months ago, our case was closed because nothing comes back.
So, and that's what I'm saying. It was a few months ago, but we're talking about the here and now. The video that everyone is talking about where he was skiing, that was a week ago. You're trying to talk about something that happened months ago. But now Gypsy's off parole, and there have been some very questionable things that have been shown.
And they realize that as much as you guys don't want it to be true, as much as a lot of our haters and snarks there don't want it to be true, Aurora is in a very safe environment and in a very well taken care of household. And that's just the reality that y'all have to get over. So if you don't believe me when I say that I'm not using anything, you can believe the fact that our case file is closed and that we were tested and for that case file to be closed. The thing that we have to deal with, like, I don't fear CPS. We're very cooperative with them. And no, I'm not going to show the letter that proves our case was closed because it has our address on it. So I'm not going to show that, and it's unnecessary. But I don't fear CPS because, again, we know that Aurora is very well taken care of. She's in a very happy home. And as much as y'all don't want to believe that, it doesn't matter because that's the truth. And that's what we focus on. We focus on being parents, and of course we make mistakes. I've done things that I'm learning. This is my first child, but Aurora has never been in any kind of danger and never would be. To think that I would go live in my hotel room and pan the camera away.
Any parent that is being investigated by CPS would say the exact same thing. Just throwing it out there.
And kneel over and, I got to watch my verbiage here. Well, I mean, that's obvious. It's obvious that, yeah, of course, the pew-pews are mine. Yeah, definitely. But it's insane.
I would think that if she is in the same room where y'all are skiing and vaping, I wouldn't call that parenting of the year.
Well, you still going on? Well, dude challenged me to a boxing match on TikTok. Like, I have to respond to it. I mean, like, let's be realistic. I have to respond to it. Like, ridiculous. Like I said, you can battle my nuts. Probably like it. Anyway, enough of that.
So here we are back again at square one with Ryan with these weird homophobic jabs that he throws at Ken. And again, I'm no fan of Ken. I'm no fan of any of these people. But it's just such a strange... It's such a strange thing. Like, yeah, we get it. Okay, it was your life. And no, you don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to. That's not a law. That's not something that you have to do, but it's something that you continue to do. So what you're doing is you're just like pouring into this toxic cesspool of nonstop back and forths.
I am better than him, way better than him for sure. Like, that's not even up for debate.
You see how he put Gypsy on the pedestal again? Oh, well, I know I'm better than them. Well, I'm better than him for sure.
Ron, let it go. Look, I'm not the one on here challenging me to a boxing match for content. Like, okay. Y'all need content that bad? You do. I know you do with your 12,000 followers. But whatever, dude. Come to my door. We'll settle it like men. He told me shut up. Why don't you man up and show up? Man up and show up. I need to buy a cameo for it for the baby, so I can say congratulations and welcome another Ryan in the world, because Ryans are awesome. I mean, let's just be realistic. Let's do a poll. Don't y'all think Ryans are awesome? Red yes, blue no. If not, then you're not Team Ryan. Thank you for the beanie. You want to know what I named after you? Somebody just said, you don't want to know what I named after you. That's kind of funny. I think that's hilarious. Actually, I do want to know. I think it'd be awesome to know what you named after me. No, I'm not wearing the same jersey I was with in that picture. No, I'm not. I'm wearing an Astros. Shout out Rustin. What's up, Matt? Shout out from Rustin. All right, poll in. So, I mean, there's 58 of y'all that are not Team Ryan. That's fine. I love when y'all get in my live just to talk. What's up? Shout out Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Hi from Massachusetts.
He was a teacher and he can't pronounce Massachusetts properly. Am I being too nitpicky? call me out down below. But I think that's a little weird.
I am 39, guys. I just turned 39. Damn, I'm getting old. But I can still whoop somebody's ass.
See, this is the pattern of like just constant threats and talking about assaulting somebody. So yes, your live is going to get pulled.
Not old enough for that. Speaking of, he deserves an ass whooping, dude. Like, come on. Like, I had so many people hit me up like, are you going to accept his boxing match? Like, what? Like, first off, what does he think he's Logan Paul now? He's going to set up some Netflix thing where he's going to set up.
And I do also want to say, like, yes, the whole idea of the boxing match was absolutely stupid. It was immature. It was high school behavior. It's just so, it is completely ridiculous. But I think that Ryan should have denied it, laughed at it, and then moved on with other stuff.
But I think that it's hilarious that out of all people, he's going to be the one that points his finger at me and accuses me and calls me out and calls me out. He himself is on a daily prescription substance medication, you know, like, and that was.
And why does the world know that Ryan is on a prescription? It's because of that little gremlin that is your baby mama and the one that lives in your house with you. Nobody would have ever known anything if it was not for her doing what she does best, and that is embarrassing and shaming Ryan. See how all of these people, this is just like a trifecta of gross behavior and awful people going back and forth, back and forth. I think they're all wrong.
You know, brought to light, you know, recently. So, I mean, and I'm not knocking anybody who's on that particular prescription. If it helps you turn your life around and it helps you stay sober or you know, get off street, whatever. I said the bad word. Then I'm all for it. Good for you. But you just have some nerve to be on that daily certain.
Imagine trying to compare a MAT medication to skiing. Why are we comparing those? They're literally not even in the same ballpark. And again, you want to say, oh, I don't care if you take that and it helps you, blah, blah, blah. No, but you do care, because that's the first thing that came out of your mouth.
Substance, and then point a finger at me and call me that to me is hilarious and insane. But it's always going to be the case with this guy, you know, like that's all that he's ever going to do. He's never not going to go live. Here's my new challenge. My new challenge for you, Ryan, is this: go live one time without mentioning my name or mentioning Gypsy's name once. Let's see if you can do that. You know, like, it's been over a year. It's time for you to just move on with your life and get off these coattails you keep riding, you know, and stop mentioning us. And I won't have to come back here and talk about you again. Like, I'm only even doing this live to address your ridiculousness that you did last night. So that's just the way it is. And if you can, you know, keep an audience off of different subjects, if you want to talk about whatever is interesting in your life, wrestling, whatever the hell it is, you know, and retain an audience that way, then it's a win-win. Good for you. Move on with yourself. But the fact that you always go live and, like, it is inevitable that you mention me.
And a part of me understands that, but a part of me also knows that when he goes live and people are leaving comments or questions, yes, a lot of it is about Gypsy, but at a certain point in time, someone's going to have to hang it up. Because if it's a constant back and forth, it's never going to end. Someone is going to have to be the bigger person and say, this ends now.
Gypsy, you talk your trash. Is it really all that you have? Like, dude, move on with yourself. It's really sad at this point. And then again, the nerve that you have to point a finger at me and accuse me of being on substances is just hilarious. I fear for my safety. I fear for Gypsy's safety. And of course, I fear for Aurora's safety. Because our address has been leaked. You know, I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it on other forums and etc. So yeah, I do worry that, like, you know, one day, like any day now, we're going to get swatted, you know, or a brick's going to come through my window. And another thing I want to talk about is Gypsy's new hobby, where she makes artwork. This is a new hobby for her. She spends a lot of her time doing it.
That's nice. Gypsy is now selling her paintings. You know who that reminds me of? John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy was also somebody who would sell his paintings. Anybody that would knowingly buy artwork from her, why? Why would you want anything that she created sitting on a wall or sitting on a shelf in your home? Let's watch this last video. Ryan posted this today and it just was cringe to the max. And then I will close out my thoughts. At the end of the video, I also want to share what Conspiracy had to say about the CPS investigation timeline, because I fully agree with her. But first, let's watch this, and then I will drop in her perspective.
Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. Another daily video for you. I am rocking a Saints jersey today. This is number 19. As a Saints fan, if you know, you know. If not, this is Devery Henderson, LSU legend and Saints wide receiver legend, in my opinion. So, after last night, the Hall of Fame game is officially now football season. Of course, we got a little way to go. A little way, like 38 days till LSU kicks off, or 36. Something like that. Anyway, in response... Hold on. What? I cracked myself up. Anyway, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Pixie, do you really want to go outside? You sure you want to go outside, Pix? Because the weather outside is frightful, and she knows the fire is so delightful. And since there's no place to go, oh, let them finish, Pixie, let's go.
Cringy, right? How just... Ryan, sir, you are nearing 40, and some of the things you do, it's just like, at a certain point, it's going to have to end. It's going to have to end. The one other thing I wanted to share is that Ryan's brother left a comment for Conspiracy and said, "I'm Ryan's brother. I'm telling you, Mr. Ken, you keep this up, and we might come to Dickie's and visit you, Hoss." So obviously, the threats are flying left and right, and it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. It's tiring. It's exhausting. I really feel like someone is going to have to surrender, or else this is just going to keep going. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, I will drop in her thoughts about the CPS situation because, as usual, I agree with her. She had some great takeaways.
Investigation against Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's baby daddy Ken went live this evening to address some allegations that he's on rug. Ken also seems to be pretty fed up with Ryan Anderson, considering last time Ken was live, he was challenging Ryan to a boxing match because he's tired of Ryan constantly talking about he and Gypsy. During that live stream, Ken did something that many people think was snorting something. Ken says he was vaping.
I know. I guess I give you the bottle. You don't want it. Okay, now you want it.
Ryan went live again last night, was continuing to talk crap about Ken.
Talking mile a minute, and yeah, like, dude, you're clearly on something. And shame on you, Gypsy, for allowing him to do that in front of your daughter.
And eventually had his live bananaed. Ken made a post on his TikTok saying that he was going to go live tonight to address something. That's where we learn that there was an open CPS investigation against he and Gypsy, and that both he and Gypsy were rug tested. Now, Ken says that this happened months ago, so I'm just assuming that this happened when Gypsy was still on parole, which the rug allegations were just recent, like a week or so ago. But Ken insists that he's not using. Before Ken even went live, Gypsy's friend Bree was also talking about this CPS investigation on her TikTok videos. As we know, Gypsy recently left social media, so her friend Bree made a video saying that Gypsy decided to deactivate her larger platforms to go private for the sake of Aurora. So this person commented and said she did this for her daughter there because CPS got involved. That's when Bree replies and says, girl, do you live with her? Do you know how long ago that case was closed? Months. A lot of people are pointing out the fact that Ken said in his video that the CPS worker was also making sure that their pew-pews were put away. A lot of people are saying, well, is she even allowed to live there if he has pew-pews? But I do remember before, when Gypsy was living with her parents, they also had pew-pews and her PO was okay with it. Well, I'm not saying it's allowed. I'm just saying I remember that happening before. But there was a part in the live where Ken looks off screen, so Gypsy must be saying something to him. And then Ken says, well, obviously they're my pew-pews. I'm not 100% sure if she's allowed to live there, if those are there or not, but Ken did mention it.
That was a lot, but we got through it together. So for now, if you liked the video, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.